Welcome back to The Jump. The Lakers front office thoroughly criticized for the dysfunction surrounding, Magic Johnson's exit near the end of the season. However, after evaluating the roster they have constructed, Nick, do you think people around the league are looking at the front office differently?
No. They're happy. They're happy they got AD.
There's no hedge. Just
No. Because we still don't even know how this roster is going to play together. On paper, it looks much better, and it looks much more professional in the back end, which I think is crucial. You've got guys who know how to play and carry themselves in a locker room. But let's just play it out, because there were so many bad decisions and bad optics for the Lakers for months and months. Let's see how it goes. I don't think anybody in the league is sitting there going, oh, well, it's all fixed now. There are still a lot of questions. Let's see what happens.
Well, and forget the drama with Magic's exit. How about the awful roster that they put together last summer that just made absolutely no sense? So this roster...
You talking about the meme team?
Yeah, certainly this roster looks a lot better on paper, but, I mean, you got gifted LeBron James, essentially gifted Anthony Davis. It's not hard to get a supporting cast of solid vets who want to play with these guys, so it's not like the front office pulled together some sort of miracle here. Now, if they'd have convinced Kawhi Leonard to join, then, maybe we could bend over backwards praising them. But at this point, okay, decent job. Not like they pulled rabbits out of the hat or anything.
Look, when we were around the Lakers in real time, when Magic was putting them on blast, okay, it certainly felt like the Lakers had no clue what they were going to do. So, but now you look back on things, Rob Pelinka came up with Anthony Davis, and yes, it seemed like a big haul at the time, but you know what? Kind of a bargain compared to what the Clippers gave up for Paul George. And they had a plan, actually, because you look, the minute that Kawhi Leonard committed to the Clippers, all of a sudden the Lakers just went into furious signing mode.
Well, they had to before the noon deadline the next day.
Right. And look, if they were a front office that had no idea what they were doing or they weren't on the same page, I don't think they're pulling off that many guys in that little time. It showed that they did have a plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. You're right. We still have to figure out how all these pieces are going to fit. I still feel like they don't have enough young legs on that team. I think defensively there are some holes on that roster. But considering all the chaos and basically how tumultuous things were with the Lakers, I think all things being said, they still came away with Anthony Davis. They have a good surrounding cast around him that can contend for a championship.
I'm not sure anything is going to erase some of the more surreal events that we experienced, like you said, standing in front of Magic Johnson in real time as he announced all of this and knowing that he didn't even bother to call Jeanie Buss and talk to her about it. I don't think anything erases that or some of the things Magic said about Rob and then this and then that. I just think it's all part of the story, right? And if that's one of the chapters, is the rest of the story. And then they had a very successful team next year, and that gets to be more of the bulk of the story. Or does this story end up being just more of a repeat of what turned out to be chapter 2 or 3 somewhere in there? So we'll see. We'll just have to see. As you point out, they've got to win. But I do feel so much better about their roster than at least last year.
Yeah.
I do still wonder, like we did last year, where some of that defense is going to come from. Because Nick,
you better
you
win
said
a
it.
title.
Yeah.
You better win a title right now. If you don't win with LeBron with where he's at and AD with where he's at.
Their window's the smallest.
Right now. Because if that's the only litmus test for me for success for this group, you have to win a title.
I can't even get that far, Nick. I'm already thinking they better be above 500 come December, or else the place is gonna be on fire again. And the meme of that little dog sitting there with the room on fire is gonna be Frank Vogel.
6 years, his bar is very low. John, thank you for joining us today. I appreciate it.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.